Hadri. I'm super happy today to join this session and share with you a few knowledge. So my name is Mail Hadri. You can call me Agent 008, and there is a story behind this one. You can look at my YouTube so you will be able to know the story. And actually, I have been graduated with computer engineering bachelor degree, and I have 5 years experience with the Schlumberger as a digital analyst. And actually, I'm posting a lot of things as a power addict on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, so a lot of social media accounts. And hopefully, I will be MVP soon. Wish me a luck. So, why I'm here and what we will learn together. As you see from my slides, actually, I like colors. I like to make things animated and a lot of this cool stuff. So, what we will learn today, we will learn about what's digital escape room, and also we will learn how to create any digital escape room, and can we use a power apps to build any digital escape room and use it within our sessions. And while I'm explaining about digital escape room, for sure we will do a live demo and I will explain to you how we can build it. So digital escape room, um, I'm not sure if anyone familiar with the normal escape room that we used to go to visit before COVID-19. So the same concept that we have it within the escape room, that physically you go to the room, you locked, and you need to find a specific clues, and you need to lock the key. For example, they will give you a specific scenario, and based on this scenario, you will be able to solve the issue or solve the problems to unlock all the locks that we have it. So similar thing, we will do it by using an application, by using power apps. So how we can create any digital escape room, there is a specific steps actually you need to follow to make sure that you build an amazing digital escape room. So first step, you need to write a story. So what's the story behind your room? For example, there is a specific level within your digital escape rooms. Maybe you want to have two or three or four. It depends on the scenario. Today, I prepared a specific scenario and I will share it with you how we can build a story. Maybe you want to share a knowledge in a different way. For me, actually, I don't like to share a knowledge in a tough way and put a lot of things within the slide. I like to make things fun. At the same time, it will be easier to the end user to understand what we are saying, especially if they don't have any IT background, any computer engineering background. So with this fun way, we will be able to deliver a good message, and we will be able to deliver digital area or technology is something really fun. So first step, we need to write a story for our escape room. Second, we need to write your clues. It means what kind of things that you want to add it to your room that will help the end user to unlock the door. Third things that we need to add it's create your images. It means, for example, do you want to make your escape room like a horror story or a horror movie? Do you want to make it like animation as a with the positive colors? So it depends on the images that you want to add it. For example, if you are not familiar with the animation things, so you can build a basic escape room. And if you are interested to learn more about the animation things, actually, I'm posting a lot of things that will help you on my YouTube. How you can use a free tool will help you to build animation videos or character and all this stuff. Number four, we need to create the logs and build your application. So the logs, actually, it means the questions that we will ask the user and how they will answer it. It will be the key to open a different doors that we have it within our escape room. So it's the time to show you how we can follow all these steps to build our digital escape room. So let me share with you first step, as we mentioned that we need to build our story, right? So I have been prepared a few slides here, which is contain my story actually. So actually, I'm not using a PowerPoint to build this characters. I'm using another tool, but I have been added all my images here to be able to share it with you. So let me start with the first one. So if we see here, this one just an image I created by using another tool, which is you can look at my YouTube to find how we can build all these characters. And don't worry if you are not familiar on how we build animation, you can use a free images that we have it on Google. So it doesn't matter that you need to build a escape room by using animations. And here I'm starting to build my story. So, for example, here, what kind of a story that I need to deliver to the end user? Maybe my audience, kids, maybe my audience in a beginner level of learning Power Platform. So, here, my story actually, I would like to share, or I would like to share with my end user about what kind of tools do we have within Power Platform that they will be able to automate their task in easiest way. So here I started my digital by building the images with the first step. Like I'm telling that I'm in a specific room or in my office, I'm stuck in the place and I want to go out from my office and the door is locked. This is the first step. Second, things within my story actually that you need, I will show you while we are moving to the Power Apps, but let me explain to you the story. Then here, the second step of my story that I'm introducing myself like I'm an agent. I used here within my story like my character to build the game. Maybe in other scenario you can use any other character. And here actually I'm telling the audience that actually I'm in my office and I was working on organizing my stuff and everybody's gone. So I'm locked at my office and I need to go out. So now, third part, what's the solution? How can I be out from my office? How we can unlock this door? Now I'm explaining to the user in order to escape this room, you need to help me, which is help the character that we have it on our room to solve a few questions, which is we need to assign the correct tools from the Power Platform, and we have four clues actually. And number four, which is the main part of my application. Here, this is the image where the user will be able to find what kind of things they can automate it and they need to answer. So now let me move to my application and I will show you how I build it. Actually, it's not difficult at all, and you can build it very easy. So let me now start with the first page. So if you look at the first page, so we have almost 7 pages actually here within my Power Apps. So the first page actually for any application that I'm building, I really like to add like a loading page. And while I'm adding the loading page, it's based on the logo that I have it. So here I built a logo, I call it Escape Room. So it give like, it's something extra to my user interface and it's something really cool. So don't worry about this part because it's not the main things about the session today. So let me move to the main things. So if you look at the first part here, it's the same image that I have it on my PowerPoint. Here, I'm not using a lot of images. That's why I'm okay to build a story in a short way. But let me show you something here. Okay. Here, it's just an image, nothing magic. It's everything. It's easy. Just I'm uploading the image. But here, I'm adding something. It gives me. I feel like I'm reading a story, and the purpose of like tap to start. And when I click tap to start, tap to continue, um, I don't like to add everything within one page. And actually, if you add all the story within one page, the user will feel like they don't want to read. They feel like it's something you are not getting their attention. So this is the purpose of adding like a several page for each part of my story. And if we look at here, actually, for the first page or the main page that I have it, it's just a button and it's navigate to the second page. So still I'm not using anything difficult. It's something really easy to do. Then if we move to the second page, similar way, I'm using, I'm telling my story because I cannot start the game uh, without telling the story or what kind of things they need to do. And here if we see tap to continue, similar thing, it's navigate to another page and similar way for here, tap to continue. Here it's I'm explaining, as I mentioned, I'm explaining what kind of things and how many clues they need to open and to unlock the door. So if we click here, so this is the main game actually. This is the trick. This is the whole thing. So let's play now the game together, and let us skip the room together. And after this, I will explain to you how I build all the looks that we have it here. And if you have any question, just let me know while you can raise your hand, or you can open your mic and just ask me directly. Okay. So if we look at this image, which is the main things of our game, there is maybe you want to add a hint to the user, but for me, I don't want to add any hint because it's easy to escape the room, and we have only four things to solve, not that much of things to add. If you have, for example, in your scenario, if you have a big room and a lot of things to add, you can add a hint to the user so they will be able to look at the clues that you have it in your room. So here, for sure, for example, here I need, as Agent 008 mentioned within her game, that we need to automate her task to escape this room, right? It means there's a lot of things I need to put it under my consideration to know how I can automate the task so I can escape the room. So for example, if I look at this one and look at my mouse shape, actually it's really something, for sure the end user will be able to know it means there is something here to unlock the key. So if we look at the mouse here, it means I need to click here, right? It's obvious. So if I click here, pop-up message will appear to me, and there's a question. It asks which tool I can use to build an app that will help me to add all the requests from the clients. So for example, here I will answer it correctly because I know the answer and everyone knows it's Power Apps, right? And see, now there is nothing is if it's correct or wrong. I need to click here. After I put my answer on this text input, I need to click here and it show me correct answer. Okay, and let me close this one. And once I close it, you will be able to see the unlock things on my first clue, right? It means I already solved the first one. So how can I find the second one? As I mentioned, I don't want to add any hints here. For example, this one. If we look at the mouse and we click here, the question is, I need to analyze all my stored data into one dashboard. Which tool should I use? Power. Let me answer it wrong. Power X, for example. I will be able to see wrong answer. And if I close it actually here, there is nothing. It means I need to try again. So maybe in your scenario, you want to add like a pop-up message to try again or something, which is just a label and easy to add. So let me answer it correctly now. Correct answer. Cool. So I have two more left. Actually, you can add a timer to your game, but as we have only four, so it doesn't make sense. Like I put 60. It's really easy to solve this escape room, but maybe if you have maybe a several rooms, so it's better if you add a timer. Actually, I have another escape room, but I cannot share it with you because it contains a confidential data for my company. But for this one, I built it actually within less 30 minutes, and it's really easy to build. After I solve all this, I will show you how we can, or what kind of tricks do we need to add here, and what kind of data source we are using. So let me look at this one here. Create and manage powerful chatbots here. And for sure here the answer is Power Virtual Agents. And here we go. Correct answer. Okay. Do you think I'm using a SharePoint data source here? Let's see. Let's solve the last one, which is here. Build a time-saving workflows to send me a reminder on my daily task. For sure, Power Automate. And here we go. So now I solved all the things. So pop-up message or another page show me like we escaped because of you. So how I build this one, how I know like I already solved everything correctly, how we can build this one in easiest way without doing any magic things. So what if I want to reset my game and start from scratch? How can I do this one? You can click here, reset, and you will be able to start from scratch. So now, let me explain to you how I built this one within less than 30 minutes, and it's really easy to build. Okay, so let me go to the second page and let me zoom my screen so you'll be able to see the code. Okay, here we go. Okay, if we look at this page here, we are able to see here lock number one, and there is a label, I call it Power Apps. And here, lock number four, and there is a Power Virtual Agents. Lock number two, and Power BI. Number three, and Power Automate. Actually, while we are playing the game, we cannot see anything, right? We just move our mouse, and the shape of mouse, it's a change based on the place that we have the locks, actually. So here, what I did, let me explain the first part actually. So in our scenario here, we have four lock that we need to unlock it. And what I did, first, I built or I add a button here for the first close that I have it here, and it's a button here. And what kind of functionality or what kind of function that I have it for this button? Actually, it's a function update context. It's a function to build or to build a context variable actually. And based on this one, once I click on it, there is a pop-up message will show me like answer this question, and based on the answering the question we'll be able to see the unlock icons, right? This is the first step. I'm adding a button, and within the button I create a variable. Second things actually, before I move to the pop-up message, I add here like a label, and I the label actually it's the correct answer, which is here the first one, Power Apps. It's just a simple label, and I put the name of the answer of my question. So let me now click on this one, look here, and let's see what we have here. Actually, here for the first one, the same scenario, the same function, the same thing that we have it for number one, lock number two, three, and four. I just change a few things, which is the variables, because you cannot use the same variable for all the locks that we have it. So now we start with the first one. We add the button, and it's within the button. If you select, it's create a variable and the label, which is the answer of the question, and the pop-up message. So for the pop-up message, let me see which one here. I group all things together, so I will be able to see all the things for each lock. So I call it here lock one. So if you look at it here, it's something really easy. Just a rectangle here. I have an image I already created by using a PowerPoint, and this image actually it's a frame to add my questions and the logo, and also the text input. So text input, the people they will be able, or the end user will be able to answer the question here, and another uh, a small icon here, which is when they click on it, there is another function. So let's start with the first one. Here, nothing to do, nothing to do. Okay, let me go to the label, actually the questions. What kind of data source I'm using here? I'm not using any data source. I'm using a collection here. I'm creating a collection within my application. I don't need to use a data source or a SharePoint or Excel or SQL, because I don't have a lot of questions. Maybe if you have like three rooms or four rooms or several levels actually within your game, so maybe you can use a SharePoint. Maybe if you want to use a Power Automate, for example, if the user passed the first level, so another notification email will send. So it's better to use a SharePoint. But for me here, it's a simple thing. So we don't need to use any data source or SharePoint or any other data source. So we are storing everything within our application. So here actually, it's just a label. I'm adding the question by myself, nothing difficult. And for the text input, which is the user will be able to enter their answer. And let me show you something here. Where's the trick? How can I check if the user is entering the correct answer or a wrong answer? How can I know this? And from here, actually, from this icon, I will be able to check if the text input that the user while they are entering their answer is equal to the label that I added for each log that I have it on my image. If it's equal, it means it's correct, and go and create for me a collection, right? And for example, for the lock number one, I create a collection. I call it lock number one. And if the answer is correct, store the answer on my collection. If it's not correct, so I don't, it's useless to store anything, right? And why I'm storing only the correct answers, not the wrong answer? Because after the user is answering all the or unlock all the locks that we have it, the last step, a pop-up message like congratulations or we escaped the room, we can see this page based on the correct answer that we have it on our collection. That's why I'm storing only the correct answers actually. Okay. And what else here? Like I'm creating another variable actually, and this variable, it show me, let me show you what here, which tool I can to build an app. Okay, Power Apps. Okay, cool. Okay, let me answer it here. So here, if I click this one, I will check if the answer is correct or equal to my label, which is here. Create a collect and store the answer there. So we will check this one together now. Second, and show me or create another variable, which is will help me to see if my answer is correct or wrong. It's something really easy. You just need to put everything together. So here, let us check the first part, which is if here it's a correct answer. So I will go and check my collection from here. So I have lock number one. I have the answer correct, right? If we check lock two, three, four, nothing because still I reset. If you remember, I reset my and I clear all my collections that I have it. That's why I don't have anything. I have the name of the collection, but without anything. Okay. Second condition here, show me the, or create a variable here, which is this one. And how can I see if it's correct answer and with a green color, if it's a wrong answer with red color? Uh, by just adding this formula, actually, let me start with the first part. I put here a formula for the text. So the same condition, it's checking if the text input for this one equal to my label, which is I call it answer one. If it's correct, show me correct answer. If it's wrong, show me wrong answer. What about the color? Actually, there is something here. We call it fill. Just a minute. Let me go here. Okay, here we go. I put the same condition, and instead of putting like correct answer or wrong answer, I'm putting the color for each condition. Like if it's correct, show me a green. If it's wrong, show me a red color, and so on. Now let us see this one. Here we go. This one. This one actually, it's just make my variables as a false, so we'll be able to close the window. Something really easy here. So here we go. Okay, now the last part here, which is this one. If we look at it here, actually here I'm checking something here, which is go and check my first collection. If it's not empty and it means I have the correct answer or I have the answer on my collection, it means show me this one, make this icon visible. For the rest, I don't have any answer, right? So I cannot see it. And specific if we have a correct answer. As I mentioned, that's why I cannot store any answer because a lot of steps based on the correct answer that I have it on my collection. You can store all the answers actually, but to make it easier for you to make specific icons visible, to check to get the pop-up message and all this stuff, it's better to store only the correct answer. If you are using another scenario, maybe for something for your organization, maybe you want to collect the answers from the user, you can do another step by checking both if it's correct, so make it visible, or you can add a column in your SharePoint, which is another scenario. So that's why I'm using a collection here because it's straightforward. I don't want to do any other steps to check any other condition. Okay, so now let us solve everything together and show you the last pop-up message that we have it, like we escaped the room, and how I can get this one. So I answered the first one, and it's already done. So let us add here the second one, which is Power Virtual Agents. And actually, there is no limitation. The user, they can put their answer as much as they want. Even if it's wrong, they can try again. But if you want to add a timer, for example, you can add a timer for the whole game, like 60 seconds or 60 minutes, sorry, or it depends on the timer that you want to have. Okay, so here it's Power BI. It's a correct answer. And the last one, Power Automate. Okay, so how I'm getting this picture? Based on what? Why I'm getting this one after I'm solving everything correctly? Because here actually I'm adding an image within the same page, and I add a function within visible here. I'm checking actually a specific things. That's why I told you we need to store the correct answer, because here I'm checking actually if my all my collections that I have it actually it's not empty and it contains a value. So that's why I'm adding here all my collections, and by using and to make sure that all my collections contains a value plus it's all correct. If, as I mentioned, if you want to store all the answers from the user, you need to add another condition to make sure to check and VLOOKUP. For example, if the look number one within your collection equal to Power Apps, it means this is correct, and so on. So to avoid this step, I just stored the correct answer. So this is for this part. And for example, if they click here, it will move to the last part, like bye for now. Maybe you have another level. So here it's something really easy. It's just one small room. Maybe in your scenario, you want to add uh, maybe 3 to 4 levels. Actually, you can use the same scenario, and instead of moving to this page, you can add congratulations, you already passed to the second level, and you can use the same concept that we have it here. So let me review with you very quick what kind of things that we need to do before you create any escape room. First, you need to write your story. Make sure that you are writing a story in a fun way, and to make the end user have fun while they are learning something new. It's not about animations, it's not about the color actually. It's about how we are delivering the concept, how we are delivering the message to the end user, especially if they are, as I mentioned, beginner. Or maybe we can use this one for all levels actually. It depends on the topic that you are talking about. Make your story very strong, so you will be able to deliver your application in a good way. This is for, I mean, for digital escape room. Second one, you need to know what kind of questions that you want to add to your application or to your digital escape room. For example, here I'm using a specific what we call it specific scenario, which is about Power Platform. Maybe in your scenario you have a specific things to deliver. So make sure to put a good questions that and easy to solve. Don't make it difficult to the user. And number three, build a cool images. As I mentioned, it doesn't matter if you have animations skills or you don't know how to build. You can add, for example, just a door or something, and you can add your stuff by using an easiest tool, which is PowerPoint. And the last part, how to build your application by following easiest step. Power Apps, it's really a tool that help you and help everyone. Even it's helped me to develop my skill and to change the way that I'm doing all this fun stuff by using my papers and all this stuff to convert it to be as a application. So with Power Apps, it doesn't mean that it's only for the business purpose. You can make it fun. You can share your knowledge in a fun way. So this is what I really like to use Power Platform in all this fun way. And the last part, actually, don't make it complicated, because if you want to do something fun and share something fun, if you make it complicated, you will not end up by having any result for your game or anything. And yeah, actually, I built this one within less than 30 minutes. As I mentioned, it's really easy to use, not difficult, and you can build it. I'm sure, even if you are a beginner, you can build it very easy. There is no magic behind this one. Maybe yesterday I posted on my Twitter, LinkedIn. I get a lot of feedback, a positive feedback, and now you are able to see you can build it within less than 30 minutes by adding a lot of things and make it fun. So if you have any question, let me check if we have any question here. Let me open.
Fantastic session, May. It's a great learning, I would say.
Thank you.
And I've never seen such a great use of all the out of box features and the controls, of the Canvas app before. It's really a great example to showcase the power of all the low code, no code components. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. So, do you have any question?
So,
Anything? Let me share with you. Just a
all
minute.
right. So we have one question like if you have set the answer to Power Apps, so you just put the space between the Power and the apps. So like you mentioned, you have kept the label on the screen, right? So
Exactly.
if you are using Power Apps, but someone is typing in the answer without the space, then what happens, or how we can manage such kind of validations?
For example, if I for example, let me try this one. Okay, you mean
For the
here,
Power.
if, for example, if I add like power virtual,
Yeah.
right? For example,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
if I put the trick actually is here. If I click here, it will show me it's wrong answer, even if you put a space. And as I mentioned, we can add like a hint for the user. Make sure to use a capital letter, small letter. You can
Mm.
add this one because if you check other escape room, actually they are adding like the first letter is similar, capital letter, small letter. So you can add this one as a label within your pop-up message if you want to make sure the user they can answer it correctly. So, and don't worry, even if they answer it wrong, they will be able to see a pop-up like wrong answer, correct answer, and so on. Mhm. I hope that I answered your question correctly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so we don't have any other questions, and
Okay.
Jacko is asking like, what cartoon tool did you use?
I'm using a lot of things. You need to go and watch my YouTube. Actually, let me share it here. And actually, yeah, by the way, I'm doing a lot of session on my meetup group. Sharing is caring, and actually you can check. I'm sharing like how I'm building my applications, how I'm building all these user interface. So just feel free to go there and to check all my links. I'm posting all my session there. And actually for my avatar, I already posted on Twitter. I'm using a lot of tools. Most of them they are free tools, and the other no, it's you need to pay for it. Yeah. I saw one. Thank you,
All
Ria. I cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry if you pronounce your name in a wrong way. Thank you so much for your message. Okay, so I already shared my link on chat, so you will be able to see all my accounts: Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Meetup, everything.
all right, so we still have the 25 minutes left before starting the next session. So do you have anything else, May, to share related to your Canvas app and Power Apps?
Okay, so let me share with you just a minute. Are you able to see my screen?
Yep, we can.
Okay, let me go back here. So I think if anyone have any questions, so you can ask now, so I will be able to answer. But let me think what kind of things that I can share it with you here. Do you know the trick how we can add like a video as you start your application, and once you start your application, like a video or an icon similar to this one by adding a timer? So let me share with you what I have been added here. Actually, just a time I add my video to the loading page. So once you open your application from your tablet or from your phone, um, the video will be running and with the 3D logo for my application. And what I'm using here actually, let me show you. I have been added the video here. I'm putting the auto start and the loop actually, and I'm putting a timer. And for the timer here, I put a specific time. For example, if you want to have it like 20 seconds, 10 seconds, it's up to you. How many, what kind of time you want to add to your loading page. And also, if you want to add a loading bar outline here, you will be able to add it. But here I hide it because I don't need it. I just wanted to show the end user my 3D logo for the application and the video. Something really cool and easy to do. Just your video, timer, and that's it. And what else I can share with you? Do you have any question or anything? Maybe let me try to think about tricks or. things that I have it. So
One question I have, May, is, is there any size limit of these images that you're using inside the Canvas app? Maybe if the resolution of the images is too high, then it may impact the performance, is
So
something like that.
actually, what I heard that there is a limitation for the images, but for our application here, we are not using a lot of images. That's why I'm okay. But maybe if you have 100 pages, so for sure there is a limitation. But I cannot remember the number of the limitation for the images. But yeah, there is a limitation actually. Yeah, but for the resolution, it depends on the size of the image, actually. It's not about, yeah. So if you have a high resolution, it means you have a higher size of your image. So this is for image, but here we are using it's a short story, not that much. And if you look at here, I'm trying to put all the concept of all my game within one page, which is within one image. So that's why I'm not using a lot of things. And you can tell your story instead of adding an image here. You can use one image here and add timer and labels and paste on the timer and label. You can tell your story actually, which is another trick. I can share it with you later on my meetup or on Twitter, how we can tell the story by using a labels and timer. And yeah, any other questions?
So the Davi is asking, like, can elaborate more how you use the pop-ups of the questions and on the answers.
Okay, so let me show you here. So let me go to the second page. For example, here, as I mentioned, for each uh, things or each part that we have it on the room, I put a button, right? And I put the label. The label, it means the answer, which is just I'm putting a text. For the button here, I create a variable, which is a context variable. So when the user click here, let me show you, a pop-up message will show us how. Actually, what I built, actually let me go to the correct one, which is here. I group it as a look one. So first I add a rectangle here. I change the color based on whatever I want. For example, you can make it like a white, you can customize it and so on. Let me make it like this. And second step, actually, what I add here the image, which is a frame. I build it or I created on my PowerPoint. It's contained like the logo of my image and just the frame that I have it here. And from there, I just add the label. Then I add the label. The label, as I mentioned, it's just the question of the first part of my game and just a text. Then if you look at this one, the purple one, actually it's the same frame that I have it. And then I add the label here. Then I added the text input, which is the user will be able to enter their answers. And I add this one as an image. Maybe if you don't want to use any icons image, you can use it, the one that we have it here, which is from here icons. You can pick any one that fit the purpose. And what else? I also added this one. Even if you don't want to use this one, you can use the icons that we have it already within Power Apps. We have a lot of icons here, and they recently they added a lot of new icons. If you look at it, I think I saw a T-shirt icons. It's really cool. I'm not sure. Let me see. Yes, this one. They add new icons. It's really cool to use. But for me, it's cool to use the icons that we have it here, but as you know here, I like to add a lot of colors. And with Power Apps you can add the colors, but you cannot, like for example here I'm using a different colors, I'm merging a lot of colors. So that's the idea behind this one. Okay, so just rectangle here, I'm adding a frame, a label, a text input, and the icon that will help me. So this is here the main trick or the main things that we have it for this pop-up message. If the user enter the correct answer, even if it's wrong, a lot of action will, it's not a lot of action, a few actions will happen. Like we are storing the data on our collections, plus we are showing a pop-up message if correct answer or wrong answer. For example here, and here I'm creating another variables actually. And if I click here, it show me a correct answer. And for this one, I will be able to see this one. Okay, how I can see this pop-up message? This is the question. I built this one. Okay, and I mentioned that if I click on the first button on my items before, I will be able to see this one where I can add the name of the variable. Actually, you can add it under visible here. And I group here, I call it lock number one.
वाली
And
ये जली है.
yeah, so if I click on the button, like if I click on the button, like what we call it, the first one, lock number one, a pop-up message will show me based on the name of the variable. It means if I click on the first one, the variable that I built it under there, or the variable that I created for the first lock, I call it with this name. For the second one, let me show you. For the second one here, if we look at it here, I call it number four. So if I click here, it will show me this one. And if we look at it here from our here, let me show you number four. Here we go. If I look to visible here, number four. So how to make your pop-up like visible or not visible? By adding the name of your variable under visible here. That's it. It's something really easy. And from here, what if I want to close this pop-up message? I just need to make my or update my variable from a true to be false. Here we go. Make my variable false. And once here I have, for each pop-up message, I have two variables actually, one for the main one and one for the if it's correct answer or wrong answer. So I don't want, for example, to close this one and still to see the wrong or correct answer. That's why I cannot see anything. And actually, while you are running the game, you will not be able to see anything from here. There is nothing. The user will not be able to see. Only they will be able to see if they move the mouse from here. Or maybe you can add a hint for the user. It's up to you at the end for your escape room scenario. So any other question? Do you have any other question for the app or any other question related to Power Apps?
Lawrence is asking, how do you create the pictures in PowerPoint?
Okay, so let me go to the PowerPoint here. Okay, the PowerPoint, as I mentioned, this one I'm using another tool. It's just an image I added to my PowerPoint to add my story. So here within PowerPoint, I'm just adding my story, which is something easy to use. By, for example, here you can add your, you can select, for example, I want to tell my story by using this one, and here we go. We can change this one, but for the animation I'm using something really else, not PowerPoint. But actually I have been built a lot of cool stuff by using PowerPoint, like a Monopoly game, Guess Who game. I'm not sure if you see this one on my YouTube. I built also a lot of cool stuff by using PowerPoint. But for the animation, as I mentioned, I'm using another tools actually. Even if we look at my application for the icons that I'm using here, let me show it to you. Like for the pop-up message here, for this one, I'm using another tool, which is you can download a lot of free icons actually. Let me let me try to show you the coolest site actually, and you can see a lot of free icons. Let me call it here, free vector icons. Mhm. I will share this one now with you within the. So for example here, let me see close, which is the one that I want to close my pop-up message. You just need to search. And most of the icons actually free, but if you want to get your premium license, you can. For example, this one is a free, this one is a free, this one is a free. So if you see this icon, it means you need to get a premium license and so on. But most of the icons actually that I'm using, it's free icons. I will share this link with you within the chat just a minute. So you'll be able to look at it at any time and see all, download all your icons. Here we go. And what else?
We have a question from Rajesh. Anything you wanted to show how to make better UI of Canvas app or site from where we can get more idea about it?
You mean for other applications, not like only digital escape room? Um,
Yep.
Actually, I'm doing a lot of session for the user interface on how to build this one by using a PowerPoint, a lot of things. So I can share with you a links on my YouTube. I already posted there, or you can contact me at any time so I can guide you from where you can see my links or attend my sessions if you are asking about how to make your user interface for all your applications. Okay, I hope
The
that I answered your question.
last question of from Manish, and he's asking like how to pass table content from SQL.
Actually, for this one, I'm not familiar with your question. So, you can ask if you have this question. Actually, you can go to the Twitter or community and search there, or you can just type your question on Twitter and hashtag Power Addicts, and the expert for sure they will answer your question very fast. I'm sure, but I cannot give you an answer now to make sure that I'm not giving you a wrong answer.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so okay, so Victor is appreciating like this is awesome. Thanks for sharing, supporting the community. The quality of your material is awesome. Yes, I
Yeah,
think it's a, yeah, I think it's a great way to present, the out of box components of the collections, the variables, and
exactly. And
it's a
make
great
things
way to.
fun.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Any last words you want to share with the community folks, May?
Actually, what I would like to say with all of you, first of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge today. I know it's something simple, but it's in a different way. And what I want to mention, like, think outside of the box, use the tools in a different way. For me, actually, when I'm building this app, I am feeling very happy because it's my area. I don't need to build an app for only the business purpose. I really like to build a games in a different way. So make what do whatever you want and makes you happy, and never stop learning. And yeah, make sure to be active on Power Addicts community. A lot of people, actually, I'm still learning from amazing people within the community. And yeah, I hope everyone a good day. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity today to participate. I'm super happy.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, May. I would
Thank
like
you.
to, send you the contact details in the chat so that someone who is interested to know more about, these features, they can directly contact you.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. I already put my link for all my Twitter accounts, everything, so you can immediately send me anything if you need any help. For sure, I will support. Let me post it again. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much, May. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Bye. Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, guys. So we have 10 minutes still left. Okay, so we are still waiting for the next session to start. So let's take a quick break of 10 minutes and we'll tune in again in 10 minutes. Thank you.